Hello, folks, and welcome to a new episode of Data Talks. Today, I have one of the e-commerce faces in Europe and actually Germany, Florian Lüft, with me. Good morning, Florian. How are you?
Hi, Ben. I'm fine. Thank you very much. Great to be on your format today. Really looking forward to that one.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so I have a few things I really want to use your brain for. And today, we really want to talk about how to stop gambling with your future. And we're discussing with Florian how to nail dynamic shopping experience. And I think in these days, everyone is really talking about the new normal and how it is speeding up digital transformation. Finally. But what is right? What is wrong? And what has truly impact? That's where we really want to look at. So when companies are now investing in products, platforms, tools, in customer acquisition, and in technology, what do you think, Florian, what separates the winners from the losers?
I think maybe one thing to mention, especially in these times, Ben, is really that it's kind of funny, especially in the German market. I remember all these days where people didn't want to pay with cards. They always wanted to pay cash. If you go to the supermarket today, everybody is paying with cards. So it's really a little bit like COVID-19 is the digital accelerator, even in this country, where everybody wanted to stay as offline as possible. So I think could be also something good. However, the topic you were addressing, I think, is a very valid one. Because at the end of the day, I get sometimes the feeling that many e-commerce directors are a little bit acting like a gambler in Las Vegas. You know, I have you know that already, yeah? My little slot machine with me. So it's exactly as you say, the people invest, put in coins here to buy some goods. They invest into their platform. They invest into some add-on tools. And then they hit the button and hope that they display the right products in order to get their money back. I think this is nice, but hope is really not a strategy. And I think based on the situation we have out there and the capabilities coming with capable PIM systems, with really machine learning based search and merchandising solutions, there is no need to gamble anymore because there are really tools that enable you to learn in real time what products should be displayed to which customer, in which channel, at which time, to really make sure that you get the money back and you don't need to hope for that.
Yeah, very, very good story. I like the gambling idea you brought. When we talked recently, you said that the digital business today is like windsurfing. What did you actually mean with that?
Well, it's a little bit, if you think about these great surf spots, no matter if it's in Portugal or if it's on Hawaii, it's a little bit like all the surfers are sitting in the ocean and they hope to catch the best wave in the best moment and then also execute the best possible ride. And I think this is also, it needs a lot of skill, but also a lot of luck. And if you take a look at how many perfect rides on perfect waves you can do, I think there's a lot of uncertainty in there. And I think this is a little bit also, besides the gambling story with the slot machine, a similar picture, how you can describe very well how we try to deal with our e-commerce performance. At the moment, we hope manually to analyze data, manually to adjust our strategies, and then execute them as soon as we have any clue about what could be the right strategy to really get the best possible assortment displayed to the customers. I think this is a completely misleading path and we need to stop that. We need to drive much more into the direction of let the engines, let the algorithms do much more of this work where they are better than the human being and really make sure that we analyze the data in real time, that we are always able to expose the right assortment to the right users at any time. And I think also talking about the company that I am working with, we have this tagline of radically smart merchandising. It's really possible today, even for first-time anonymous visitors, to make sure that you have kind of a clue based on aggregated data that is interpreted by the algorithms to always make sure that no matter if it's 15 minutes or every hour or whatever, to always display the products who have the best possible conversion probability out there. You can adjust your assortment automatically. No need to do that manually and drive it with your merchandiser's brain. They should set the bandwidth, and within that bandwidth, let the algorithms do their work.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, and that reminds me actually of bringing up that obviously, if you want to do it, I think some data for that is a key foundation.
Sure.
But I have an immediate question quickly on that. I was out for lunch with the managing director of a digital agency yesterday, and he told me about a lot of companies, let's say in the German low enterprise or mid-market, very successful international companies who are very strongly pushing back to, let's say, all innovative approaches. Although the big bang around digitalization is omnipresent, but they're still very often saying no to these kind of approaches. Well, how much are you seeing that? And how to win the people's heart or brain to actually buy into that?
I think I completely agree with you, because I think I realized that I had a speech on an event, I think it was 2 years ago, but I think there's not so much change in the behavior, especially in the German market. I talked 1.5 hours about the power of data, was a keynote at a fashion event. First question, and about automation and the power of automation, what you can do and whatever. First question I got afterwards was, how can I adjust the rules? I said, honestly, then I missed really, or I failed in what I'm telling you. You should not do that much rules anymore. Because I think the German market, people are very keen on really controlling everything, in adjusting everything based on manual rules. I think we need to educate the market and take away the fear of automation. Because I think if the people once understand how much additional value they can gain, we can maybe move that obstacle away. But I completely agree that the biggest obstacle I see in Germany at the moment is that people are scared to lose control about what the algorithms do. And I think we need to really overcome the hurdle. Otherwise, we will have no chance to really move forward with things like that.
Mm-hmm. So I hear it's a lot about winning trust, confidence in that, and maybe numbers or math actually can help on that. So if you look at facts and numbers or maths, maybe you have a lesson. Let's say a math lesson, what every e-commerce professional or everyone, let's say a company CEO who wants his company to succeed in digital e-commerce, what do they have to learn from you as a math teacher?
What I first learned based on the question is that they listened very carefully in the last speech that I had, virtual for sure in these times. And I think I know what you want to hear in terms of math examples, but I think it's very simple. Just think about your storefront, right? And you have a limited space of products that you can display. And what my mathematicians in our Swedish headquarters, welcome by the way, taught me in our very first session that we had a few years ago was, just imagine you have an online shop with only 4 products. And you want to make sure that you can dynamically sort these products for your users. How many different alternatives do you have with 4 products only? And I think it's basic mathematical calculation, but you already have 24 different alternatives how to rank them. And I think this is almost impossible already to do that for several different users in real time and always hit the right sorting for everybody in his preferences. But if you switch it to a little bit more complexity, if you have 10 products in your store, you already end up with 3.6 million different alternatives how to rank them. And now you can imagine what that means with 100 products, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, or even millions. I think this simple example shows that it's almost impossible to create a manual ranking that is hitting the preferences of your different users coming to your store if you try to do that manually. If you have an algorithm system that is also able to learn from the behavior from different users, I think it's a manageable task. Then you have more or less digitalized the best possible sales agent you can imagine, for example, in a fashion store in Stuttgart or Munich, who is able to listen very carefully, monitor the customer's preferences, and really guide you through everything. But we need to buy into the topic of automation, machine learning. Otherwise, we will not be able to manage that.
Okay, no, very good point. And so I'm always trying to collect good summaries and learnings, right? What the people who want to have success in digital really need to take away from that conversation about what can I automate, how can I scale, but also how do I create the trust or the right foundation to that. So Florian, how would you summarize? What are the key takeaways for being successful in a, let's say, automation driven digital future?
I think the most important topic when you're talking about a foundation or really a strong pillar to build on is really product data. Because at the end of the day, I think no personalization, machine learning, dynamic assortment, and shopping experience strategy will work without good product data. Because the best possible search engine that learns also from behavior cannot work if you don't have the right attributes in place and everything is accurate. So I think first topic is really to make sure that you have valid product data at hand, that you're also working with suppliers who can help you with that. Well, luckily, there are some also here in this chat who can help you with that one. And then also based on that, I think it's very important to take a look at solutions that are not only optimizing search or recommendations or dynamic product assortment. So like Apptus, it's really an integrated solution that is helping you to optimize the whole customer journey to really create a dynamic shopping experience that takes into account all the behavior of all users that you have on the store and can leverage that for first-time visitors, for the recurring ones, and also for sure for the registered users. Because I think at the end of the day, we are always talking about customer centricity for years. And honestly, if we try then to work with customer segments that collides, that's not really customer centricity. Everybody wants to have an individual shopping experience that is as accurate for the preferences that you might have. And I think people will question also if you're really the right shop where they want to purchase in, if you're not making sure that you really attract them with the things they're interested in. So I think that's really a matter of mission critical for the success of the future.
I think that was a wonderful closing statement, Florian. And I'm sure everyone who wants to get in touch with Florian, you know how to find him, right? He will be linked on that summary. So thank you, and maybe on to a next episode one day.
Great. Thank you very much, Ben. It was a pleasure to speak to you also in this format. And hopefully we will have the chance to also meet physically later on in the year. Let's wait and see what happens.